We're not doing that. Okay. Hi. Sorry, we're live streaming. You guys don't mind, right? Okay, that's great. Hello. Wow. Wow, here's our members. Here's Anna Maria. Here's Jocelyn, the vice president. Wow, she did a hair flip and I didn't get it. Here's Daniela, Misty, and there's Deepa. There's Michelle. And there's the two cuties. There's Nada. And then there's
Van.
And here's our chief of staff. And no one's watching. It's okay. Here's
Most important person.
Huh?
Most important person.
Yeah, it's VIP. Here's Daisy. Then, here she is again. I love her. Here's the three muses. Hello. What's your names?
I don't know.
Me neither. There's Jocelyn.
My name's Jocelyn. My name's Marion.
Wow. There's more people coming in. Steve. Hey, Gucci. So far we have 0 viewers.
I want to say something. Her last name is not Astor, it's Astor, okay?
Oh, Astor, but Astor. Astor.
She's not from. Okay, stop now.
No, this is actually really cute. This is like my goal, to be honest. Like interacting with the members more. It's so cute.
Wait,
What?
anyone's last name wrong though? It's so
What's your last name?
Guerrero.
Guerrero.
No, wait. It's Guerrero with. See.
No, you were stressing the other one.
I was like, what are you trying to say?
I love this.
Is it Maria?
I need help. I don't know where to put this.
In the back of Daisy's laptop, no?
I mean, okay, but that's towards you guys.
No, yeah, that's too awkward.
Yeah, it's really weird. I guess I just gotta hold it.
In the back, I guess.
No way. Hi, my name's Aitana. I am the PR graphic designer, also YouTuber, who started this thing. Here's Ayush eating Chick-fil-A. The chicken fills the A for Ayush. Wait, I don't know if your name is Ayush.
What happened was Steve told me he wasn't gonna come. So I bought it.
Okay, so we're gonna set you guys up. I know nobody's watching right now, but we're gonna pretend like somebody's watching to make it special. Is this maybe over here? But then I don't know. Huh. Hey guys, I need advice. So the room is kind of messed up right now, and everything is so
We
sparse.
can ask people to move to one side.
That'd be great. But like everything is so sparse, it's kind of hard. Can I put it back there? The view is great, but then the audio quality is bad. Oh, it's towards me. Sorry about that. I'll take it back. Okay, so yeah.
This is the video that we're gonna upload, right?
Yeah. Oh
Great news.
no. Should we live stream today? We should. We should always. Oh gosh.
We can just move all the people here.
Oh, no.
People are speaking up at the podium, so if you want to keep it at the podium.
First order of business,
towards the
roll
podium.
call. May we please commence roll call?
Yeah, we can.
Sorry. Okay. Representative Nadala.
Present.
Thank you. Representative Astor. Present. Thank you. Representative Tamanuri. Thank you. Representative Hamad. Thank you. Representative El Adawa. Thank you. Thank you. Representative Shaw. Thank you. Representative Villa Gomez. Thank you. Representative Akande. Thank you. Representative De Bruin.
Are there any corrections to the minutes? If not, then the minutes will stand as approved. The next order of business is reading and approval of the agenda. Please take this time to read over the agenda. Are there any corrections to the?
Hi everyone, my name's Nick.
I'm Billy.
We're from Internex. This is the most legit student organization that we've come to present to. You guys have a gavel, so it's pretty cool. Well, thank you very much, Anna Maria, for having us. We're from Internex. We're a software company that's revolutionizing university recruiting. We do it in a variety of different ways, but what we're here to talk with UIC student government about is why you guys should care about career fairs and how we can solve some of the problems on campus using career fairs to solve a whole bunch of problems for employers, students, and other groups on campus.
We want to help the student government kind of be on the forefront of this change. You guys have a unique opportunity to be able to be the voice to bring it to campus, so we just want to explain to you why it's important.
Yeah, so how many of you have been to a career fair? All of you been to a career fair? Okay, good. So so one of the biggest problems with career fairs for students is that when they show up to these career fairs, they're very overwhelming. There's hundreds of employers, there's thousands of other students, and it's exhausting waiting in line for hours to talk to companies for a few minutes. They show up, they give their elevator pitch. A lot of times companies just tell you to apply online. And so we essentially got tired of that. We got tired of going online on the job boards, clicking apply, 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 not hearing anything, showing up to career fairs, them telling you to just apply online. And we just thought it was an inefficient process. And so, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to click through this. I guess I'm just gonna scroll. So there's a bunch of problems for students, obviously. On the other side of the table, what you guys might not be so familiar with is the problems that employers experience when they come on campus. So for large companies when they show up, so you can think like Google, Apple, Facebook, GM, they struggle with filtering through volume. So just like you, they are very overwhelmed when they show up on campus. So they're going through hundreds of resumes in a very short period of time, looking for that needle in a haystack. On the flip side of that, there's smaller branded employers. So they could be like really large companies, but maybe they're manufacturing companies that you haven't heard of before. They have a tough time getting access to talent on campus. And so they travel from all across the country to come meet with amazing students at UIC, and they end up hearing crickets and not meeting with anyone. So they're not having necessarily the best experience on campus. And then for the university, so they don't know exactly which employers that you're meeting with and which students are meeting with certain employers. So it's tough for them to really understand how well the career fairs are going when they don't have the data to be able to figure out how they can make it better. So this is currently what your, you got it. So this is what the career fairs look like. There's, like I said, hundreds of employers. Students stand in line for hours hoping to have the opportunity to talk to the right employer. For the university, there's no connection data, so they don't get access to who's meeting and why are they meeting, why are certain connections not happening, so on and so forth. And then, like I said, no guarantee that employers meet with the right students when they come on campus. So what we did is we created a matching engine that makes it really simple to make connections before the career fairs actually happen. So we have pre-scheduling where students make accounts. And if all of you could do that right now, Anna Maria would greatly appreciate that. She helps with student exposure on campus for Internex. It's theinternex.com, not internex.org. So I'll look for the green and white on our homepage. And so students make profiles before the event happens. Employers engage with students. So employers, before they come on campus, they know exactly what they're looking for. So what they do is they pre-select. So they're looking for certain filters, certain majors, certain GPA, certain work authorization statuses in some cases. And then there's scheduling that happens before the fair actually happens. So when you show up to the fair, instead of wandering around looking for companies that you recognize, now you're showing up and you know exactly which companies you're going to be meeting with at exactly which time. So now, instead of going through the, hi, my name's Yada, my GPA is this, my GPA is that, they already know everything about you. You know what opportunity they're reaching out to you for. So you go directly into deeper conversations right from the get-go. So you can think of it sort of like a mini interview. What happens from there is really special. So now the university has a better understanding of where successful connections are happening and where they're not happening. So you can see how this translates over to on-campus interviews, how that translates over to offers to hires, et cetera, so that we can get a better understanding of this career fair process. So why does this matter to UIC student government, why does this matter to students? Well, at these career fairs, the problem that we're solving is not time. It's not the time that we're saving students staying in line at the fairs. The problem that we're solving is the amount of opportunities that we can create for students at these fairs. So right now, the average career fair time, or the average time that students spends in line at a career fair to speak with one employer is about 20 minutes. To talk with a company, it's about 10 minutes long, which means it takes 30 minutes to talk with one company at a career fair on average. So that 20 minutes that students are spending in line at the fair is time that they could be speaking with other employers. And since these career fairs are only like 3 to 4 hours long, that 20 minutes makes a big difference for every single employer. So meaning that in the time it normally takes to speak with one employer, we can have students speak with 3 employers. So more opportunities to get students in front of employers means more opportunities for interviews, which more opportunities for offers, et cetera, et cetera. So you can follow that template. All of that sits on top of our career fair map and logistics features. So no more looking at PDF handouts, or I don't know exactly how they distribute career fair maps now. Do you guys use a certain application for that? Oh, you guys don't, okay, so you guys don't even use applications. So we make it really easy for students to be able to filter through companies and opportunities at the fair. So I'm assuming you guys are still using paper to be able to find that, like, so 2019. So anyways, we have that. It makes it really simple for students to be able to find opportunities. Do you want to talk about Tradeify?
Sure. That's another great thing that we're able to bring. So you guys are dressing up and you're going in, bringing your resume, you've got your GPA, you've got your classwork. We're starting Tradeify partnership, which lets you do a 90-second assessment. So it's like any kind of Myers-Briggs, any other personality assessment you guys have done. You get to add that to your profile, which shows your personality, which lets you stand out even more. So you're showing more than just your grades. You're showing how you work with the company culture, how you can interact with them, which is going to help increase your chances because you get to show how unique you are. So that's something that we're going to be adding on. You get to have those results, and then you get to justify them on how you feel like that would apply to that company.
Yeah, Tradeify is super cool. If you guys ever taken Myers-Briggs, it takes like 20 to 30 minutes to take those types of assessments. So this uses images, and we process images 60,000 times faster than we do text. So it only takes about 90 seconds to fill out this assessment. It's a really goofy assessment, but it's really cool. It helps you out with HR questions if any of you guys have interviewed before when they ask you, like, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, so on and so forth. It gives you a baseline, it gives you a better understanding to figure out who you are. So this is an example of what employer search looks like. Not a lot that we have to say about that. We really believe in holistic profiles and that students are more than just a piece of paper. A lot of times at the career fairs, students are just sort of categorized by GPA, by their major. We think that students are more than that, and we're starting to explore some different ways that we can evaluate student talent for employers. So the value of Internet's increased exposure for students. Like I said, we can triple the amount of employment opportunities for students at these career fairs. For employers, we make it much easier for them when they come on campus, get a better understanding of who they're going to be meeting with when they come to the career fair. And for UIC career fair organizers, better connection at the career fair that we can help them better understand the health of these career fairs, figure out why connections are happening, why they're not happening, and allow us to create a better career fair experience in the future. So next steps for us. So we reach out to career services, but we want to know that there are student organizations on campus that want to see this, that there's buy-in from students, that they want to have a better career fair experience. And so we haven't worked with a student government group before, but what typically happens is we reach out to the career services group on campus, and then if this is something that UIC student government is interested in piloting for next fall, all we would need is an email sent to UIC career services, or however else you guys would like to handle that. I think that's what we have. Is there anything else?
No. We just wanted to give you guys an update. Anna Maria was nice enough to let us speak to you guys. So if you guys ever have any feedback, suggestions of improvement, we're love to improve it for specific schools. So if you guys see an opportunity for us to improve it, let us know.
Yeah, we both graduated within the past few years. We were just students that got tired of the university recruiting process, so we can feel your pain of endlessly applying to jobs. But this was made by students for students, so if there's certain things you want to see, would love that feedback. But thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much, Anna Maria, for having us come in. This was great.
Are you guys open to taking questions?
Oh, yeah.
We can do that.
Are there any questions?
Yeah.
Regarding the personality portion, you said it was based off of images, like my image or like images?
No, so it's on images, so it will have like a group of people working together, sitting around a table, and it will say like collaboration, yes or no. Do you like to work in teams?
If it describes you.
Yes,
so-
if you relate
yeah.
to it,
Mhm.
yeah. I guess one thing that we didn't talk about is how this can help underrepresented groups, specifically at career fairs. So at career fairs, when you're in person, something that's really hard for employers to do is to identify underrepresented groups. You can't necessarily pull those groups out of the crowd. But what we do is partner with underrepresented groups on campus. So you can think of Society of Women Engineers, National Society of Black Engineers, and make it easy for companies to be able to go after certain types of demographics and students.
And could you also have like a questionnaire on the application that like asks about your background? So then like the employees can look at that?
Yeah, so we have like an About Me, and when you make a profile, you can see, it's sort of like an academic-oriented LinkedIn. So you'd put all of your work experience, your extracurriculars, student government, things like that. So we're
Also like personal, like sexual orientation or race?
yes, there's areas on there that you can put that information.
And that's another thing that we're seeing, and we're able to give feedback to students of what employers are looking at the most on those profiles, and they really do like that personal section, the About Me section, where you can fill that in and make it more personalized to you for them to better understand you. Yeah.
And then do you have a formula to like how the students navigate through, or like, I don't know, if I was career services, am I assured that the same number of students have accessibility to the fair, whether they go through this app or not? Or
Yeah, so that's something that we didn't cover. So at the career fairs, there's always an open line. So your career fair operates as normal, but there's always a second line that allows students to be able to go during their scheduled time slot. So we make sure that no matter what, the employers always have two representatives, so one for the Internext line and then one for the open line, which everything's normal. We want students to always have access to every opportunity at the fair. Yeah?
When it comes to access, like okay, you're trying to get the demographics and everything within that sort, but how are you including the people that do not necessarily have direct access to it? So let's say like a student with disabilities or a student with an impairment, like how do you know what's accessible to those, like to that type of audience?
Yeah, so we have a widget on our application. It's in the bottom left corner, actually, after you start to make the application. It's called User Way Accessibility. So depending on what your disability is, the site will change depending on what you need. So audio, visual, whatever it is. We also have intercom on there as well. So sometimes we just have students say, like, your form is too long. We just send you our resume, and then we can make the profile for them. Okay.
Do you guys have like, not proof, but like, what are like the statistics or numbers of people that have successfully found it easier to get internships and stuff through this versus just like normal?
Yeah, so for the career fairs that we have put on, we get around 70% of students that are attending the fairs connecting with employers through our application. So there's about 30% that do not, 70% that do. And those are distinct connections, and then from those 70%, there are students that have multiple connections with employers at the career fair.
And it's cool, we, a lot of data on being able to have Internext profile and your Tradeify personality assessment and how much faster you can get hired for an internship or full-time opportunity. That time is almost cut in half based on having Internext Tradeify.
And we work with employers outside of the career fair as well. We just thought Anne-Marie wants us to talk with student government, and that's, we thought would be a better way if you guys understand how we work with career services typically is through the career fair experience. So right now, how university recruiting works, it's for a couple weeks in the fall and a couple weeks in the spring. But for employers, they're hiring year round, so if they need access to talent, they're coming on campus like right now, or let's say in like a month or two, and they want to meet with 10 students in computer science, we can help them set up those meetings. Yeah.
And then what specifically are you asking USC Career Services to do? Is it like a vendor, or like are they paying you to operate this app for students, or is the students paying to?
No, so the university covers the expense. So this is something we sell to career services. Students and employers do not pay for this. So. There's a lot of questions from the front row. I love it.